Which 4chan or Reddit thread is the creepiest? I think there was a thread about how a boy killed his parents and kept their corpses in his parents' bedroom and then proceeded to throw a house party and did not let anyone go into that bedroom. As the party went on, people started noticing the smell and stuff happened and he got busted. How the fuck has nobody posted the Filmarillion? By far the most insane thing LVE ever seen come out of 4chan. TLDR, an anonymous user on a recurring SP thread stalked and fantasized over a specific tripfag of 4chaner with a username, to the point of writing a nearly 100-page document about their future life together, their apartment layout, the tripfag's funeral and obituary, and of course a work of erotic fiction. Absolutely worth a read through. There was a 4chan thread probably 5 to 8 months back about a guy who claimed he was a murderer and killed many women. He posted Polaroid photos of a woman who had gone missing and never was found. Creepiest shit I've ever seen on 4chan. I too try to find it real quick. I remember seeing a thread on 4chan about some guy keeping an autistic guy in a cage built in his bed while giving him female hormones. I couldn't find the link. There was a thread on Reddit about exploring a hole on a bridge that was big enough for a person to crawl inside. Turns out someone was living there. They saw naked pictures of women on the walls with holes for eyes and a blood-soaked condom. Can't seem to find the link anywhere, but I too keep searching. The thing on 4chan where this person posted about a homemade crystal recipe DIY, but it actually turned out to be a deadly mix of fumes that can kill when you breathe them. There was one on 4chan way back in the day where OP would give coordinates if someone guessed their post number. Someone did, he gave coordinates. Turned out there was a woman buried there, dead, who had been missing for some time. Copy-pasting my comment from a similar thread. There was a pedophile board on 8chan. There were also photographs of 5 to 16 years old girls in swimsuits, weird poses like you see on Playboy magazine, porn sites etc. There were some comments which were criticizing their bodies. Some guy keeps on ranting how society oppressed him by making it illegal to fuck underage girls. How people in the future will look back at us and compare it with not allowing gay marriages. There was another thread where the ARP's dad used to photoshoot underage girls for popular magazines. He says there were orgies and kids, girls and boys as young as 5 years, were really enjoying themselves. The police and Euroby FBI used to call them PDF files. Edit PDF files equals pedophiles. There was another thread where the dude tells his love story with his niece. How he wanted to have sex with her when he was babysitting her but didn't do anything. Thank God. I don't have the link and I don't know how long ago it was, but it was on 4chan. Someone finds a box in the hallway of their apartment complex that contained a dead fetus. The OP asked 4chan what they should do with the fetus. Someone posted marionette. The OP did it with an inch of pictures. That was about the moment I completely lost faith in our species. There was a thread on Amu about an hour before Lemmy from Motorhead died. It was talking about how much he abuses alcohol and drugs and parties hard. One of the users said something like, "He's 70 and still performs live. I think he'll be fine." Well, right after that the news came out he died and everyone started blaming the guy who made that post for killing him. Not creepy, but still a crazy coincidence. The scariest one that I can remember was from an image list posted to Imager. I can't find it, but the story has been with me for a while and all I can reliably give is a sort of TLDR. It goes that the guy moved into a new house while living with his parents, and to give him his own space, they gave him the basement to do whatever he wanted. Now on the way to the basement was the bathroom that he used, and every now and then when he walked past that bathroom, he would see a little girl. Sometimes he would see her in the mirror. If I remember correctly, when he ignored her entirely, she would get mad or something. Eventually, though, he headed off to college, and his parents got another house traveled. Anyway, it ends with him and a friend going back a few years later, and while he is getting stuff from the attic, his friend goes to the basement bathroom to do his business. He returned quite visibly shocked, and his friend tells him something in the line of, "Dude, you know there's a little girl in the bathroom." "Yeah, well, she's angry because you left." I would love to give that story a read again, it still gives me the absolute chills. Does anyone have it? There was a Korean comic but it wasn't a comic. The characters moved like a GIF or something. Extremely unsettling. I don't know how to find it, other than Googling comic book made by Koreans who need to stop that shit right now. One gotta dig it out, but over on OR Opiates I read about some guy who sold his anal virginity to some black dude on CL, and he raped him 3 to 4 times, then the guy shaved and showered him. The best part was he ran into the guy with his wife and kids in public a few weeks later. Oh, and his pay was $3K and his family TV. Apology if this was already posted, but anon posts. Missing child photo with caption, "Where is she be?" First reply was in my basement, with a time-stamped picture of a tied-up kid. Scared the hell out of me, but I think they found her. Never personally saw it, but in a video about creepy 4chan shit there was apparently a photo thread on her B in which the OP asked users to guess what was in the cooler he showed a picture of. The answer was a body. Didn't see this one being mentioned on here yet, and I'm not sure if it was thread or just a post, but it was some ex-military dude driving down a deserted highway and seeing a body of bodies on the road and a car in a ditch. Has second thoughts about stopping to help and drives around the wreckage. He looks in the rearview mirror as he's driving away and sees the body on the road sit up and other people come out of hiding places. Weird shit. I stopped visiting 4chan after Moot let all the circle jerk, the avatar fag guys take over most of the good boards, but I remember shortly before I stopped going there was a guy taking pictures of a girl he was sitting behind on a bus. Jerked off into her hair somehow without her noticing, then followed her off the bus. I didn't stay with the thread, but I never really forgot it. A reminder that there are, in fact, truly fucked up people in the world who will never face any justice. This was something I read a long time ago on 4chan. Let me try to summarize it and do it justice. This guy was with woman who liked to be cut during sex, literally cut with a razor blade or else she couldn't get off. She got an amazing rush from it, and one day they were bumping uglies and she cut him with the razor blade. He told her to leave, but secretly he kind of enjoyed it. He stopped seeing her and began cutting himself alone. Weeks pass and it wasn't enough anymore, so he had to start getting more extreme. He began using a vegetable peeler on his skin, and he described how unbelievable it felt. He convinced his boss to let him work from home, because he was running out of skin that he could cover up. This gentleman had to get creative when it came to ripping the skin off of his back, so he built basically a large cheese grater that he mounted on the back of a door that he would scrape his skin off with. He described the feeling like nothing else. He couldn't stop doing it, and by this time nearly all the skin on his body was scabs and scar tissue. He started building something new. He was running out of skin to cut off, and he was almost all scabs. He couldn't leave his home because people would how mangled his skin and body was. He had all his supplies delivered directly to his garage where we was working. He wrote, "It's finished. My guillotine and I too start with my legs and then one arm and then my head. Sorry for grammar, thanks to anyone who read it, this has stayed with me for years." The real writing was like poetry. It was creepy how passionate this man was about this. Not a thread, but I remember this one geo site that this girl had that she wrote down all her fantasies about being an amputee. She wanted both of her hands replaced with hooks. If that wasn't strange enough, she had all these crappy Photoshop pics of happy 1950s women with hooks for hands, and she'd write, "Can't wait to be this happy." She said she had a plan to get her right hand done, and then suddenly stopped posting. There's an ass of comments in here, so I don't know if it's been posted yet, but the 4chan post about the dead guy sitting in his recliner, who was found by some kids. He was pretty well decomposed, and had a ton of aluminum cans. They found his diary, which included his daily find of cans and turning them in, etc. Then someone made a meme with his face. There was a guy on a B who made a bet like, "If you give me the right number I'll tell you where she ID buried," with posting a picture of a long missing girl. Someone got it and he posted T coordinates. Shockingly, the girl was really buried there. There was also this guy that wanted to kill himself, but wanted to do one last favor for 4chan. So he streamed taking pills and setting his room on fire. Many people watched the room burn and eventually he got rescued by firefighters. The 4chan thread where the guy planned the Umpqua Community College shooting, complete with Pepe memes, really fucked me up. Especially because one of the comments said, "Do it at an all-girls school where there will be no males to play savior, and I go to a women's college." What it appears to be is that someone found a daycare place that looks really shady. They got people to harass the owners and people inside, and because of that it was nuked by the mods. But if you do a little more digging you'll find that there may not even have been owners or people inside. Nobody saw people walking into it. Almost everyone questioned about it realized they knew of the place, but not about it. It was probably a huge front for something, but before we could figure it out discussions started getting shut down everywhere on all the sites, not just Reddit. All of the comments in the original thread were deleted, and nobody even remembers it now.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one.